Hey guys, welcome to our June challenge of gratitude from Living in Gratitude. So, June is all about balance and equanimity, about giving thanks for a little and then finding a lot. So, obviously, depending on where you are in the hemispheres, if you're in the northern hemisphere, you're heading up to summer solstice. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're heading into winter solstice. And it's about seeing all the growth. I mean, we've come through the months of spring, or you've come through the months of winter and of summer and then into autumn. And now you're headed into winter, or you're already in winter and into the cold. Okay. But it's really that halfway point of the year where you look back and see how far you've come. Maybe you adjust course. You look at, where am I going? Where am I taking this? Okay. And obviously, if we're looking at summer solstice, we're talking about the midsummer. And the month of June traditionally is thought to be named after the Roman goddess Juno, married to Jupiter, the god of abundance and growth in all areas of our life. Okay. So Juno was the goddess of marriage. It was about committed, meaningful love, affection, love for yourself, love for others. It's a time of light and fire. So, in part, it might be looking back and burning away what no longer serves you. So, looking back at your growth, going, but actually, this isn't working. What am I letting go of? Being grateful for what you do have, for what is working in your life. Okay. So you might be in June, quite a lot of people were taking vacation, vacating their schedules, their normal life, and taking a step back to look at, where are things at? What have I planted? What's growing in my life? What is fulfilling? What's renewing? What's nurturing? And what is not? So it's stepping back from the shoulds and really getting in touch with what is and what we desire, what we want to build, making sure that all of our energy and our effort is being poured into the right places and the right things, that there's alignment and balance in our lives. So one of the things that I'm going to share this month is a weekly exercise that I do called my balanced heart. And basically it's a heart divided up into sections, and each section is an important part of my life. And the idea of the balanced heart is not necessarily that every day I check off every single section of that balanced heart, but that during the week, I'm touching most, if not all, of the points. And then when I look back over all my hearts during a month or during a 2-month period, I am seeing balance in my life. That all of the areas of priority are covered. That I'm not giving a whole lot more attention to one area of my life, such as career, to the expense or at the expense of other parts of my life. So another way of looking at this might be looking at the yin and the yang, like the Chinese do, where summer and summer solstice is celebration of the earth and the yin, whereas winter is celebration of the yang and the masculine. Okay. It's also looking at, where am I finding that balance in work and relationships? Okay. How am I renewing myself with balance? Okay. One of the ideas that we're going to look at briefly in June is Nikan. And it's a self-reflection process of, what have I received? What have I given? And it's also a third question, acknowledging what troubles or difficulties have I caused? Where do I need to step back and get out of my own way or out of the way of others? So there's a practice of gratitude, but part of the practice of balance is not just receiving and being grateful, but also reciprocating and giving. But there's also an acknowledgement that, sometimes the cause of the problems is me. Am I getting out of the way? Okay. So we're going to look at that. And if we're not willing to see and accept those events in which we've been the cause of suffering, we can't truly know ourselves or the grace by which we live. So the idea of Naikan restores the balance of giving and receiving in all of our relationships. Okay? So what is, in this June, coming to fullness in your life? How far have you come already this year? Okay? What's out of balance? What do you need to rebalance? Put back? How do you correct your course at this time? Okay? So as we're practicing equanimity, that nothing is lacking, and accepting all things just as they are. It's a state of mental and emotional stability. It's composure. So there's a deep acceptance and a deep awareness of here and now, this moment in time. So one of the aspects of balance and equanimity is being able to meet disturbance without disturbance. Can you simply be in the face of a problem? Okay? Can you be there without ill will or hostility? If you think about it, even the word Islam, obviously we've looked at Buddhism, we can look at Hinduism, but if we look at Islam, the word itself comes from the word surrender, and it's that inner peace that comes from surrender and acceptance of things are as they are, of finding the balance in this moment in time. So I want to read to you a short, poem, the words of Lao Tzu, okay? If you look to others for fulfillment, you will never be truly fulfilled. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So when we're content with the way things are, we reach that state of balance where we're neither striving nor holding back, where there's no excess, but there's also no lack. Okay? And in that place is where we can experience gratitude. Okay? So I want you to look at all the seeds that you've planted so far this year and notice what has sprouted. What are you watering? Did you forget to water something that you planted? Have you let something die? Was it intentional or unintentional? So gratitude is our ability to enrich our own lives. It elevates us, it energizes, it inspires, it transforms. We are humbled through our experiences and our expressions of gratitude. And it encapsulates life itself as being the gift. So, what are we going to look at and reflect on this month? Well, I want you to reflect on what areas are you struggling? Is it difficult for you to maintain balance? What places in your life are easily balanced, and what places is it difficult to find balance? And if we read Lao Tzu again, if you look to others for fulfillment, you will never be truly fulfilled. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So, what are you discovering as you think about that? What is difficult to accept? And the other thing is looking at the difficulties, the challenges that you've had so far this year. And also look at where you have been the cause of difficulties or struggles or challenges in relationships and situations. Where did you play a role in taking things out of balance? Were you meeting disturbance with disturbance? Or are you able to meet disturbance just with calm? What do you love or feel passionately about at this time? And what are you growing in your life? So finally, I want you to think about where you experience congruence, alignment with what is truly meaningful and important to you. Some ideas of practices that you might look at during the month of June, and obviously it's going to depend on what it's like outside for some of these. So one of the ideas is to sit or walk outside each day for half an hour and silence. And just be in the silence. Notice what you notice. Just be willing to open your eyes, open your ears, and experience silence. What does the peace give you? Okay. Another option is that for 1 week, just track the triggers. What takes you out of balance? What takes you into reactivity or denial or indulgence? And when you're taken out of balance, what are your practices for bringing yourself back into balance? Okay. And the final practice, reflection, is what internal or external means do you have to support the areas in which you are growing? What are you doing that supports your own growth? What do you need to water? What do you need to fertilize? What are you planting and growing this year? Is your energy and focus on that, or have you been scattered? So anyway, hope that this gives you a good introduction to our challenge in June. And as usual, I'll have daily posts about balance, about equanimity, about practicing gratitude, and coming back to center, coming back to alignment, being thankful even for those experiences that knock us out of alignment so we can see more of ourselves and grow. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you in the next one.